What is good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Oh, I wish y'all knew what all went down off the screen. Hey, question on the table today. Should the Chicago Bulls be out here? Bulls, whoa, hold on, Pat. Should the Chicago Bears be out here looking for more wide receiver help? Listen, I know the wide receiver topic is there. We've heard all of a sudden, right, that there's a report that the Bears are interested in Odell Beckham. We'll talk about all that and more. Lonzo Ball might be expected to be back, so we got to get into that. And then KD keeping the NBA news alive. All that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Daily Sports Talk. Let's go! Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. As always, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this show. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. We also have been breaking down the national topics on the daily show. So like I said, we're going to get into a little bit of Kevin Durant coming down to the end of this because he's the only thing keeping today interesting. But at a minimum, right? Football starts this week. You gotta love that. Bears football is back. That starts on a Saturday at noon. Bears taking on the Chiefs. That's something that I'm excited about. But unfortunately, right, heading into the football season, we've got a couple of things that the Bears are having some issues with. The wide receiver position seems to keep popping up for the Chicago Bears, and they seem to keep having issues with just keeping guys in the lineup basically early on here. Darnell Mooney's still good. Velus Jones still good. Those are the guys I expect to be Justin Fields' number one targets. But the question that I propose to you, kid, should the Bears be looking for more wide receiver help than is already on the roster? N'Keal Harry going down. Seems like he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, possibly coming back week 4 or 5, maybe in the NFL season. Do you feel like they need to find a little bit more wide receiver depth?
Yes.
Who you going for?
Anybody.
I think that's the roster we got.
No. I've always felt like they didn't do enough on that end. I know where we're going with this story. We're going to OBJ route.
We going to ODB? That's what it sounded like you was about to say. I'm like, wait a minute now.
I don't know where you get that one from, but boy, hey, you having a tough day today, aren't you?
Hey, man, it's not a lot of news going on here. I'm just trying to make the show interesting.
I definitely feel you. No, I honestly feel like having it's not just anybody, but it depends on the person. But I do think they need help on the receiver end. They have some vets. But realistically, we have a second-year receiver who we think is going to show out, or is this third year? Mooney's second year, right?
Mooney is in this is
his third year.
Third year or fourth year?
Is this third year?
We can always Google it. I think this is a third year because it's not a contract year. It's not a contract year.
Mooney's going into his third year. I wouldn't necessarily consider him a vet. I mean, technically he is, I guess, but from seeing how his story arc has gone, there's no fault of his own. I wouldn't say that he's a vet.
You wouldn't say that he's a vet?
From the sense of,
Yeah, this is year 3.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to disrespect him. He plays in the league. He knows how the league is. He's been in the games. Of course, from that standpoint, yes, he's a vet. But when you look at like what he's gone through with Matt Nagy, a whole thing like that, you can say that the learning curve for a lot of these people, like for a lot of them, you could take a year or 2 off from their experience total because clearly they weren't with a really good organization.
He's behind the 8 ball. So more so he's behind the 8 ball. And I agree with that, right? I think
I say all that to say you just want someone who can, like, it's to me, you have to have a good O-line, a good center to help your young QB.
Yeah.
And you have to have a receiver that knows how to create space and know what to do and where to go in certain situations. And I don't know if we have that person yet. We want Mooney to take that leap, and I hope he can. But even still, there still comes an IQ point of it where it's like, hey, someone like OBJ, he even showed us. He knew where to go, knew how to get open. Boom, dot him up. Unfortunately, he got injured in the Super Bowl, but he got injured in the Super Bowl after he scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I think the thing for me that I'm looking at with wide receiver, and OBJ is an interesting one. OBJ is the most interesting one to me because one, he literally was commenting on under the Bills stuff today, talking about like he wanted to go play for the Bills, which would be crazy. Like I'd pay to see that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Tampering rules or anything like that for the NFL.
Well, I don't think they got tampering, but I don't think players can tamper. Because players definitely be like, "Hey, what's going on next to you, my boy? How that locker looking?" That's basically what he told him.
Thing was he talked to someone in the actual front office beforehand.
That's the whole thing. Well, and he was tampering with Tom Brady.
Yeah, like it's he was talking to someone in the front office for the Dolphins, which is why they did what they did. Is that what it was?
So, yes. They were talking with Tom Brady multiple times. The Dolphin situation is that's tampering, bro. Like that's like, hey, bro, you know there's rules against this. Like you broke every single rule. Hey, rules. Hey, bro, they broke every. Hey, listen, here's the thing: if you get time, you feel better about it, right? Like you didn't get time, so now you're talking about. There's no, you don't have Tom. You don't have your GM now. I believe he's suspended for a year. Your president
gets suspended for six half the season.
Half the season. Your GM or your assistant vice president got suspended from all league meetings. And you got fined $1.5 million, which, all right, $1.5 million. He's a billionaire. Like it hurts. It's still $1.5 million, but he got it.
Do those people get paid?
What you mean?
So, like, technically, the league has their rules, but the owner, the executive staff knew that they were trying to get time. The owner was clearly in on it, which is why he ultimately ended up getting fined and everything like that. Like he knew what was happening.
Yeah.
So they get suspended. Do they get suspended without pay?
How you gonna suspend somebody without pay that owns their company?
Well, the VP doesn't own it. The GM doesn't own it.
The GM, I guess technically could like they work it out. That's what I'll say. I'm sure they work it out, right? Like technically, it's basically he can't have any contact with the team. I don't think it's without pay. And even if it is, right, like that's a situation where your team's probably taking care of you. That's a situation where it's like, listen, like, all right, like. We know how we was doing this. Like, don't worry about it. We're going to get you your bread. So I doubt that goes. I doubt that it gets like the players where it's suspended without pay. Yeah, I mean, like Calvin Ridley. I don't know if I don't think Calvin Ridley gets paid this year. I don't believe so because he got caught with the gambling stuff. But yeah, man, I think when I look at the what the Bears have going on here, especially with the wide receiver position, right? I'm also looking at the scheme that the Bears are trying to play, right? Like I don't look at this as, hey, do we need wide receivers to catch the ball? I look at this as how many times are we actually going to go to a big name wide receiver based on how this team is built this season. Next season it could be a completely different team. Or a completely different feeling because your players are better, your team is better, you have a year in this system, things are different that way, right? So, but I look at it as if you're a run-heavy team, you're running, 35 to 40 times a game? That leaves 20 to 25 passes a game. You're working with about 55 to 60 plays in an NFL game on the offensive side. That leaves 20 to 25 passes for you to work with. 5 of those may go deep. 5 of those may be over the top, right? And you got a lot of speed guys on this team. So I'm not expecting this. I think people are looking at this like Justin Fields is going to be throwing the ball 40 times in a game. And it's just not the case, right? Like Matt Nagy's not here no more. We're going with things that seem to work a little bit more. And I feel like mugs just aren't looking at it that way. They're looking at it as if you don't have a star wide receiver, then Justin Fields isn't going to be able to throw the ball. No, Darnell Mooney's very sure-handed. He'll be able to bring the ball in. if Velus Jones can continue what he was doing in college, he'll be able to bring the ball in. There'll be passes out of the backfield. You also have to think about the fact that probably out of those 20 to 25 passes, how many of them would you say? I mean, you're talking about 30 to 35 plays that'll probably all be behind the line of scrimmage.
I don't know if that, while I get the sense and I understand what you're saying, I don't think that he'd be that limited. I think they're going to allow him to throw more.
But that's a run heavy offense though. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like we're saying, oh, he's going to throw it more than that. But that's a run heavy offense.
He's definitely going to be throwing it more than that.
How much does Ryan Tannehill throw at times when Derrick Henry's in the backfield? You know what I mean? Like that's a run heavy offense.
They don't trust Ryan Tannehill. That's different.
Agreed. But I'm saying a run heavy offense is more of a, like if Justin throws the ball 25 times a game, perfect. You still have to expect that 6 or 7 of those are going to be 5-yard hitches and stuff that starts behind the line of scrimmage that's a bubble screen or just a little out that you want to turn into something longer. That's why you go get a guy like Velus Jones. Velus Jones is a taller version of Tariq Cohen. He's supposed to be your Tyreek Hill. He's supposed to be your Deebo Samuel. You know what I mean? Like the whole goal with getting a guy like that is, here you go. Now you do the magic stuff. So like I think that's kind of where, like, when you're looking at, and guess what? That's why you see those games where Jimmy G or where Pat Mahomes has like 500 passing yards. How do you get 500 passing yards? Well, he threw a little flip to Tyreek to start the game that counts as a pass, and Tyreek took it 98 yards, and then they started playing the rest of the game. So I don't think, I'm not as we're so doom and gloom if we don't have this number one wide receiver. You're already going through a contract issue with Roquan. Does it make sense? Unless you feel like legitimately. Now, I will say this. We've signed some linebackers. If we signed like an Odell Beckham, I would probably feel like we're not bringing back Roquan Smith. Because you're not signing an Odell Beckham for little bitty money. You might get him.
What do you think you're gonna get? Odell was nowhere near the draw that he used to be.
Yeah, but you also Roquan's trying to get paid this year. You just spent a bunch of money on offensive linemen. That money dwindling quickly. All right, so here's how the cap breaks down. So Riley Reiff. So the Bears have $18 million left in cap space. Riley Reiff signed for $3 million for the Bears. $3 million in dead cap. Lucas Patrick is on a 2-year deal, I believe, for $2 million a year. Trying to find where is Michael Schofield? I think he signed for $1.2 million as well. But I mean, they still got some cap room left, right? You're still talking about $18 million, but what are you planning on giving Roquan? You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess he would have to play out this contract to finish out, right? But heading into next year, is this a 1-year deal for an Odell Beckham for you? And if that, it's a half a year.
I need to really dive deep into what dead caps and stuff like that, because Justin Fields' dead cap hit is $15 million, but he don't make nowhere near $15 million. So
it's like all your bonuses and stuff like that. Well, I think that's a penalty. Like if you can't draft a quarterback in the first round and then just straight up cut him. Mm. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of muds to be like that. They'd be like, oh, well, this dude sucks. Get rid of him. But there's penalties that come with it, cap penalties and different stuff like that.
When you really dig into what these contracts are, then you figure in taxes and all that stuff, you start to realize these players really don't make a whole lot of money. They make more money than we make.
They make a good chunk of money. It depends on the player.
What they do and what it demands of their body, they don't get paid a lot.
Well, I mean, there's definitely a gap. Yeah, I mean, there's a gap.
Definitely a gap.
There's a gap. You can see it in any NFL. If you start going through like the NFL lineups and stuff like that, like you'll see like 12 million, 13 million, 15 million, 15 million, 15 million, 100,000, 800,000, 600,000, 500,000.
That level of discrepancy will, good Lord.
Hey, that level of discrepancy tell you one thing. Play better.
Darnell Mooney makes just as much as Velus Jones.
Yeah, he's still on his rookie deal. And Velus Jones is on his rookie deal.
Yeah. I can't.
You can't what? It's a rookie deal.
I have a bit. No, I can't. I'm just. I have a huge respect for what they do. I have a huge respect for it. And, being in sales and looking at going to corporate and enterprise and stuff like that, you see some of these numbers thrown around for people who don't do nothing but run their mouths. So,
I mean, yeah,
it's just one of those things that you got to take into consideration. Like, just to give people my paradigm. Like, I know someone made $3 million in sales last year, like, and take home. Velus Jones is making $900,000.
Velus Jones plays
much more physical.
I mean, listen, I agree with you, right? But like,
it's a non-comparable thing. It's just like I'm so used to basketball and what that salary looks like that when I actually looked at to football when we're going through it, it's like, oh,
even with that though, P. Will don't make that much. What P. Will make? $3 million?
He make more than Justin.
He probably makes more than Justin for sure. I don't know. What's Justin making?
Combined it says 4.
So
because he wasn't a top 10 draft pick, so I guess that makes sense.
So P. Will makes
Patrick Williams signed a 4-year, $32 million contract.
$8 million a year, baby. Get your money. Fourth pick in the draft though. The top what? The top.
Yeah, he was a 4th pick.
The top 6 get a completely different structured deal.
I always thought it was top 10. That's why you want to make top 10.
I thought it was top 6 because ain't it like 7 to 14 is a whole different bracket in the lottery?
Right.
It's like top 6 and then 7 to 14 is a whole different bracket. And then after that, you outside of the lottery. So, I mean, we say all that to say that was a random tangent we went down. We say all that to say that, at least I say all that to say that out of the 18 million, is Odell Beckham the move for you? Are you signing Odell Beckham to a long-term thing?
No, you.
Is it worth it to sign Odell Beckham for just one season here? To where
you do, because he's going to be injured half this season.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it have to be a 2-year deal.
So like it's one of those things for me where like if I'm gonna make a move on a wide receiver, I'd rather make a move on a wide receiver next season when I know everything is going to be in place. I think that the offensive line will be better this year. I think that will do a lot for Justin Fields' game, even if it's still us looking at it and saying, man, these guys are dropping passes, or man, like I think when Justin Fields has time, and we saw this last season, he was a better quarterback. Yeah, I mean, like, you can say that about any quarterback that's standing back there, but like Justin Fields, the discrepancies of him being rushed versus him behind a solid pocket were night and day.
Well, let's do this just for kicks and giggles. And I know this is August, so this list was updated as early as last week of July. So some of these names may not even be on here. But definitely not Julio Jones. We know Julio Jones.
Julio's gone.
Jarvis Landry, I think did he resign?
I don't believe so.
Jarvis Landry is available, if that's true.
Oh, no. I think Jarvis did sign. Did he sign with the Saints? Jarvis Landry is a Saint. Yeah, he signed with the Saints.
He's a Saint. Signed with the Saint. Cole Beasley?
Leave that out there.
Okay. Then the number one available receiver would be OBJ.
OBJ, yeah, for sure. He's your number one available. My thing is, right, like, is your system going
over
to...
Hilton?
Huh? T.Y.'s older. T.Y.'s what, 34, I think? 35, something like that. T.Y.'s older.
I would take him for... Look at what
those would be moves I would be like, I get that. Because, right, you're trying to get something out of him for a year. You're trying to fit like that. Those moves to me are like the N'Keal Harry move. Because with N'Keal Harry, right, like you hope that he's able, you were hoping that he was going to be able to come here this season, catch fire. You were going to see enough that all of a sudden you wanted to sign him to a long-term deal. Because he's still on his rookie deal.
T.Y.'s 32. I would go get him. For the simple fact that he gives you, like, he's your go-to. In the clutch, play breaks down, he could be your go-to. Like, that's your vet of vets right there.
I wouldn't be mad at a T.Y. Hilton.
To have him in the receiving room, I would say.
Is he still available? T.Y. didn't sign somewhere? T.Y. Hilton, he's a free agent. Still a free agent.
Is he really?
He's still a free agent. Now, T.Y. is also coming off of an injured season. I don't know what his availability is. But the thing that I will say is that, like, those are moves that I'd be okay with. I'd have been okay with the Bears going to get a Julio Jones. I just knew Julio wasn't going to come here. Because to me, right, the team that you put on the field this season, I think will look drastically different than the team that you field next season.
I don't know about drastically.
I mean, I think your major pieces will look the same, right? Like, I think at this point, I still believe Roquan's back. I think Justin will still be here. Montgomery's probably not going to be here unless you work out a team-friendly deal, which I doubt is going to happen. So Montgomery probably won't be here. Mooney will be here. And your defensive players. And I think that's it. I think you'll be looking at a completely different, like you'll be looking at some of the, hopefully the younger names on your offensive line you'll still be looking at. Michael Schofield, maybe you keep around. Riley Reif's up there in age. Mm-hmm. And you know, his offensive, and he went down with injury last season. So there's always that concern this season. Lucas Patrick. I mean, like those, there's names on here that you like, but there's nobody I love that I wouldn't, with the money that we're going to have next season, that I wouldn't go pay for. I wouldn't go get somebody better at that position.
It's just a thought. I mean, hey, if you're going to be making a move, if we need to make any additional moves, I would just get more seasoned in a receiver room.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know what the OBJ stuff to me is. I don't.
It's just a name.
Why would he want to come here? That's my thing. But
he wouldn't.
You know what I mean? Like, but okay. Unless he's out of options.
Bag at him, which apparently imposes thing for injured players.
I ain't mad at him. Hey, listen, I'm not mad at him because the dude we had before was just throwing money at him left and right. Listen, Robert Quinn was great last season. Gotta love the fact that we signed him when he was still broken.
That's true.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Not a lot going on, man. I mean, we're getting into the part of the season where now it's going to get fun. Listen, next week we're going to have so much to break down, but we do got Bears Chiefs coming this Sunday. I'm dropping my video, which I probably should actually drop. That just reminded me to drop the video. I'm about to drop this video right now on the live, or on the air, but
right now.
So check that out from yesterday. But here's the question that I do have: what are your keys that you're going to be watching for in the Bears Chiefs game? What's the thing that you're really going to be focused in on that's going to have all your attention during the game?
O-line, discipline on the O-line.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last season, even when we finally did get it together, when Justin wasn't on his back, we had a bunch of penalties.
Yeah.
So that discipline with the O-line, especially because we have a coach, a GM that's been an O-lineman, a coach that seems to really speak that particular language. Let's see what all of this hype is about. So like, I'm gonna be looking for that. I'm going to be looking for improved mechanics from Justin. Is he getting the ball out long enough? Like, hey, some things that we have to really look back at those older games and say, hey, listen, yeah, he was getting killed. O-line was trash. Sometimes he held onto that ball way too long. So is he getting that ball out right? Like I'm expecting him to give me a couple snaps when I see him getting it out quick.
Yeah.
and making the right reads, stuff like that. So from the top down, those two, the play calling in itself, I know it's just a preseason game, but still, hey, how are you going to call it? Is it going to look the same? Like I'm the funny thing is they have the easiest job in the world right now. All you have to do is go out there and look better than Matt Nagy. That's all you have to do. You have to go out there and look better than Matt Nagy.
And that's actually a bar. They have the easiest job in the world right now.
Job in the world,
just
baby.
don't look like Matt Nagy.
You can't mess it up. If you mess it up, you just say, listen, fumbling the bag, Matty E.
It's
Hey Ryan, you fumbling the bag. We might as well bring Pace back, right?
Yeah.
Come on. Easiest job in the world. You gotta go out there and look like you know how to put together a competent football team.
Yeah.
From the offensive end.
Yeah.
It's still the easiest team. Listen, they could go out there and our defense could be last in the league. No one is going to care if the offense looks good.
Yeah.
The entire city of Chicago is going to be like, thank God we finally got offense.
Yeah.
And you know what the excuse you could say is? We got $140 million next season to make this defense look real good. Don't y'all want to spend that money?
Well, here's the thing.
You got so many ways to finesse this situation. If you fumble this season, you might as well quit.
Here's the question that I'll ask. Like, will Bears fans feel that way if it's the offense we've always seen?
Feel what way?
Will they feel like it's the offense is fixed, the offense is working, the offense is moving in the right direction if it's the offense we've already seen? You think about what we're about to watch this season. It's the exact same Chicago Bears football,
Pat,
that we've been watching our entire lives.
If they come out there with something different than what we've seen our entire lives and it work,
they not about to. What are we about to do? What's coming this season? A 4-3 defense?
4-3 defense.
And running the football. That's our whole life. There's 36 inches of bear head over here built off of a 4-3 defense and running the football. So that's why I say my question is, will it mean more to Chicago if it's what we've seen?
No. But then there's also the generation of fan. If you're someone who's been watching this, like we got some real seasoned subscribers.
Yeah.
Jay Crit, you've been in there 56 some years. Then yeah, that may mean something to you. You were there and you saw those early or around 50 years ago. You were just born around that time. Anyway, that's how long ago it's been since we won, baby. That's how long it's ago since we won. But I mean, hey, like it may mean something more to them to see, like, hey, this is the Bears of old. We're getting back to our roots and all that trash. But for the modern fan who keeps up with the modern NFL, no, we want to see.
Hey, I just did the math on that. 85 was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Hey, I swear, in my brain, 20 years ago was the 90s. It was not. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, like all that right there.
Yeah.
The modern NFL is about the passing game, is about the QBs. QBs are getting paid $50-60 million a year. Chicago wants one of those.
Yeah.
Chicago is a major market. We deserve one of those.
Yeah.
We deserve a head coach and a GM that understands that, hey, it's time. It's time to do something different, and the city will embrace it. Why do you think people got so excited about Jay Cutler? That was our first chance to get to a more modern football team.
Oh, listen,
we got a gunslinger with confidence.
Yeah,
let it ride. We could probably compete with Aaron. Didn't really happen. That's what we wanted.
I think Jay beat him one time, if I'm not mistaken.
That was it.
I think Jay beat him one time.
The city wants that. That's what I want.
No, here's the thing. I agree with you, right? But that's not what we're going to get, at least early this season, right? And it's because of how the team was built last season. The players you had were better for a run style offense, and Matt Nagy tried to force a square peg into a round hole. That makes no sense, right? Like you think about it, right? Your passing game, now it's not to say the Bears won't have a passing game. It just depends on how your players work out, right? I think a player that we've kind of glossed over, at least on this show, right? I think for the national, people have kind of focused in on him, but at least on the breeze, a player we've glossed over has been Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet is the most important person in this offense outside of your center, Justin Fields. Cole Kmet is the most important person in this offense because everything that you're going to do, at least a lot of hitch routes and stuff like that, you want your tight end to be the one getting that.
Yeah.
So he's going to be so important to Justin Fields' success, not only off of blocks. It's going to be important how much he's able to help with chipping, especially with a rookie left tackle on that left side. You want to see him be able to do a nice chip and release, get out in the field, be able to have an open look for Justin, right? Like, and be able to bring the football in. Like, he's so important, but that's still old school football. That's still not modern football, right? Unless Cole Kmet turns into Travis Kelce, then it's different, right? Like if he becomes Travis Kelce, hats off to you.
You have a good enough QB. Like Travis Kelce absolutely stood. Don't get me wrong, but if he didn't have the QB he had, we would never know. We would never know. Travis
Kelce could.
That we are hand and foot. That's a relationship that goes hand in hand all the way.
You know what though? He's a magician at getting open. I give him credit. I remember. Were you here when we were? I don't think you were here when we were watching the Bills game. No, we was on. I called you.
Yeah, you called me.
I was just like, what? How's he keep getting open? It's the best defense in the NFL. I was just like, how's he?
What was it? The little swim movie, dog?
Bro, a little swim and then low out, and he's just, and I'm like,
boom, boom.
I'm like, bro, I get Tyreek Hill. You got to watch Tyreek Hill. But nobody's watching the tallest dude on the field.
Hey, Kelce was getting open.
Hey, bro, wide open.
Down there in like 12 seconds. It was
wide open.
The Travis Kelce catch and then a Tyreek Hill bomb.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so I look at, right, like, for me, Cole Kmet is the most important person in this offense. Outside of Justin, outside of Lucas Patrick. Yeah, I mean, like, because if this offense is at a minimum, right, say Darnell Mooney gets you all the way down there. And Darnell Mooney is going to be a workhorse this year. Khalil Herbert, Blazing Game, those guys, it's going to be run heavy. But when you're trying to pass the ball and you're going to have to pass in the red zone because it gets a lot harder to punch in touchdowns, Cole Kmet's got to be the guy. He's the biggest dude. He should be able to box out. He should be able to get his body in front. Like it's not like there's this plethora of DBs that are going to just push him out of the way, or they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's one thing for me that I look at with this Bears team, and I say, all right, like, there are pieces here that can lead this team to a successful season, but there's so many ifs. There's so many ifs.
The biggest if for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I want to see Justin sling the pill. And I know people say you're gonna have a bunch of people say, well, you can't just throw the ball aimlessly. I'm not saying that. There's a lot riding on Justin in this year. You all have to really give that some thought. Let's just say everything else works. The O-line is protecting him and stuff like that, but he's still doing these little 5-yard passes. What's the difference between him and Jimmy G? We didn't pick him to be Jimmy G. We picked him because he can use his legs, stuff like that. So I'm really worried about how they're going to use him. I want him to be able to show what he can do. And for him to have the confidence, build the confidence back in his game. I want him to be able to sit there and say, "Hey, I really was one of the best in this draft, and you all." I mean, he still got picked 11th. Don't get me wrong. 11th in the first round.
Yeah.
Pretty freaking good. He can let that chip go.
Hold on to that, my boy. Hold on to that one.
A lot of us think he was better than Sunshine.
Oh, I thought he was better than Sunshine.
A lot of people did.
Hey. I went back and looked at his tape. Bro, I went back and looked at his tape. I don't know why, right? It was hilarious because I went back and looked at my reaction video popped up a couple days ago to when I first watched Justin Fields. And I'm talking about, like, bro, there was a point in the video where I was just like, bro, he's amazing. Like he's one of the best quarterbacks I think I've watched on this channel. Like he's really good. Like why is he so good? What am I looking at right now? Why? And then I guess at that point, right? Because I don't remember everything that was happening, but they were talking about like the Bears have a real shot at getting him. I was like, how's he going to get to us? Why would anybody how? Like there's no mathematical way he gets to us. Like how does he get here? How does he fall to Chicago? Like, there's no way there are 10 teams dumb enough to let him fall to Chicago. And at that point, I think, because that wasn't our pick. What was our original pick? Because we traded up to 11th. We got the pick from the Giants.
14? We dropped 3 spots, I think.
Is that what it was? So, like, at that point, right, I don't even know if we were in talks. So maybe my point was right. Like, but like, even there, right, like, I was... In my mind, I was talking about the trade that you would have to make to get him would have to be a top 5 pick.
Remember, we were all thinking about what's that kid? He sat behind time.
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask. We thought we were going to get him.
I still think Kyle Trask is going to be pretty good.
That kid's going to be
I still think Kyle Trask is going to be pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you.
You get to prepare. You get to be around all those vets.
And I think the GOAT actually likes him. I think the GOAT actually messed with him too. So
like, all he has to do is be a sponge right now. You get to play behind one of the best who have ever freaking played.
I would almost.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing for me, and it's just off of the tape I watched, and this is complete sidebar, but it's off of the tape I watched. I would have taken Kyle Trask over most of the QBs in the draft that went. I'm talking Mac Jones. I'm talking maybe not Sunshine. Probably not Sunshine and Justin.
I wouldn't have picked him over Jones.
I'd have picked him over Jones for this reason.
Jones is a stud.
He looks just like Josh Allen. When I watch Kyle Trask's game, I'm like, yeah, that's what I remember Josh Allen looking like.
Josh Allen didn't have an easy transition to NFL though.
No, he didn't.
His first 2 seasons was kind of iffy.
Yeah, they were. But that recency bias in my mind would have been like, nah, he reminded me of Josh Allen. And you got to think about it. Like, Muggs was trashing Kyle Trask. I was like, wasn't he like the runner-up for the Heisman? Wasn't he like dotting Muggs up? Like, what was going on? Not granted, right? Like, listen, we had great college players that were trash in the NFL. It absolutely happens. Rex Grossman was...
Tim Tebow is the greatest college QB.
Tim Tebow is 110% the greatest college quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
And I'm not just saying that because everybody says it. I actually went back and watched it. I was like, that dude was...
Tim Tebow is the greatest college quarterback I've ever seen in my life. He was the light of Jesus on a team of killers. Like, legitimately. Too wild? Too far? Too much?
Wow.
Too much?
That's a bar.
Hey, double entendres.
About to look up.
The double entendres. You know who his tight end was, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
Double entendres.
So hard.
And we'll move on. No, but I to me, right, like I look at the whole point of it was I just remember looking at Justin and how I was talking about it was like the one thing that scared the heck out of me, and it's still the thing that scares the heck out of me. And I talked about it in a video when I was reacting to him before we drafted him. His protection is so good. They're giving him so much time. There's no way we can protect him. And guess what? Last season, there was no way we could protect him. That's why I was happy with Andy Dalton being a sacrificial lamb till he actually got sacrificed. Then we had to put him in.
To this day, I still think that that's the one thing I did look at his tape and was like, he has way more time than he'll ever get in the NFL.
Yes.
Like he had some plays there where it was like,
well, I can't say
Brady-esque time.
That's why I was going to say I can't say more than he'll ever get. Tom be getting it. You got to build that line, but Tom be getting that time. Hey, listen.
Well, here's the thing. It's Tom. Tom didn't walk in with a line like that. That line was developed. Now he walked in Tampa Bay with a line, but you remember those early years in the Patriots? I was a Patriot fan.
Yeah.
He was getting hit.
Oh yeah.
Tom Brady broke his whole leg getting hit. Like Tom Brady.
Yeah, they changed all the rules in the NFL.
Hey, listen, you better. You got my 3 times. You better flip the heck out of this rule book. Stop playing with me. I want to see this man ball. Anyway, but yeah, like he was never going to get that much time in NFL on any team he went to as a top pick. Because most of the teams you go to as a top pick
are trash.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, if the offensive line was built up, you wouldn't be up here.
But even with us improving the O-line now, he ain't got Tom Brady protection.
No, but the thing is now he has
don't have more time to sit there and think. He has be able to at least sneeze and think about it.
Well, I think the thing is right, and
Hopefully.
and here's the thing that I want to see. Here's the one key that I want to see going into this, and I talked about it in my video that just dropped today. I want to see him get to his 3rd and 4th progression if the line's good enough, right? I don't want you like trying to force it to that guy, but I want to see Justin Fields, the elite quarterbacks, have a 3rd and 4th progression. They get to that because they're able.
Mahomes don't really get to that 3rd read. He really don't.
That's
ever since that little quote came out, I was like, yeah, I don't really see him go down his full progression often.
Oh yeah. That's where Miko Hardman comes in. That's where Byron Pringle would come in. That's what, like, those are your 3rd and 4th options. There's a lot of names on that team that get the ball every week that ain't Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Them your 3rd and 4th options. That ain't your hot route.
I mean, I get it.
So, like, for me, I'm looking at that, and I think that's where the elite quarterbacks come in, right? Like, you look at Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he goes heavily.
To take a nap in there.
He goes heavily to divine. Yeah, but it's a lot of him moving around and stepping up and getting out of the way. Aaron is actually a mobile quarterback. Muggs just don't call him that because he throws the ball so well, but he does a great job of avoiding pressure. Aaron Rodgers is the only quarterback that it's like, what's the game plan versus him? Well, we can't blitz him because it'll pick us apart. All right, so we playing back? Well, we can't play back because it'll pick us apart. I don't think I've ever talked about like legit. The game plan for Tom Brady is blitzing.
Yes,
because if you hit Tom Brady, he becomes one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history,
statistically speaking.
So I have to take my chances blitzing Tom Brady, and it's going to kill me because he's got a great offensive line. But literally, I have to take my chances blitzing Tom Brady because if I get to him, it changes his game. When the Bears when Nick Foles beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, the defense was in his face all day.
And in fact, you know what? When we beat the Green Bay that season, it was because of pressure, but we got fortunate.
Second game in 18, I think we beat them.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yeah.
We got fortunate because they had that game won.
It's
we're talking about the same game.
Well,
no. I'm just
the first one was the first game of the season, and we lost that one. But
but I will say this before anyone kills Pat in the chat, go look it up. Tom Brady with a lot of pressure. Ooh, it's a really normal looking guy.
No, he's actually the worst. I think he may not be anymore. But when we first looked up the stat, he was the worst QB in NFL history with pressure around him. His QBR was like 14 or something like that, wasn't it?
Who was the best?
With pressure around him? Drew Brees.
Bang! That's all I want you to say.
Yeah, Drew Brees.
I don't know. I just like Drew Brees.
But right, like, but see, the thing with the problem with Drew was that there was always pressure around.
I think most 66% of all his stats were under pressure.
There was always pressure around Drew, so like. It's like, yeah, he was the best, but like also you don't want pressure around your quarterback. So like I think that's right. Like when you're talking about the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, like even a Drew Brees or an Aaron Rodgers, guys like that, right? Those are the guys that are able to get to like your mid-level guys. Like to me, what's my boy in Minnesota? Your boy, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins gets to a second read. Sometimes he'll get to his third read, but more times than not, you see Kirk Cousins go Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. That's where a lot of his stuff goes to, or he'll go to the tight end up there.
It's my sleeper for the division, by the way.
I mean, it could be. They got to prove it to me. This is the thing. This is the thing.
They said his coach didn't like him. I was like, God
hey,
damn,
listen,
he had a
listen,
coach that didn't like him.
listen.
He was sitting there putting up these numbers.
This
Kirk Cousins
is why
literally one of the best QBs in the league.
Yeah, but again, it's his head coach that didn't like him. He was a defensive-minded head coach. He wasn't even spending time in the offensive room.
Dog,
He's not dictating plays. He got an offensive coordinator. This is the thing. We've said for 4 years in a row that they're going to be next up. They finished behind. We said that for 4 years. We definitely said that last year. The NFL definitely thought the Vikings were going to be in second place. Well, they weren't in second place last year, but
second place.
They've thought that the Vikings were going to take this leap because they had Thielen, Jefferson, I can't never remember the dang running back up there's name. It's not Diggs. It's give me a second.
I get who you're getting to, but no, they always thought that the team that could pose the most challenge to Green Bay was the Vikings, and I agree with that for the last 4 years. For the last 4
Dalvin
years.
Cook.
But no one thought, at least no one in our circles, no one thought they were going to beat Green Bay.
No, I'm not saying that they thought they were.
Who the heck is Aaron going to throw to?
But this is the thing. They weren't
had this chokehold our whole lives.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You got to think about this. They've been worse than us. Last season is the first season of Matt Nagy's career that we were worse than them. They've been worse than us the entire time. And every year we heard this is going to be, hey, Minnesota's got it. Minnesota's got it. There's no
go through injuries. They went through some really key injuries.
To who? Justin Jefferson didn't get hurt.
Not Justin Jefferson. Kurt got hurt for a couple games, and then they were down. They lost a couple people for a while.
They lost pieces on their defense. Which is, it's important.
I mean, let's be honest. I didn't keep up with.
I didn't keep up with their injury issues.
I didn't keep up with them enough for me to have
it wasn't last year. Kirk Cousins.
But I just know that they went through some stuff.
4,200 yards, 33-7, 103 QBR. Definitely wasn't last year.
Kurt. Listen, Kurt gets so disrespected. Y'all gonna stop disrespecting.
Hey,
Kurt.
but you know why? Because with that offense, you should have them numbers, but they should come with wins.
Hey, baby, I'm a Drew Brees fan. Drew Brees definitely had them numbers. It didn't always equate to wins when we really needed them, but you could definitely look at it and be like, man, that wasn't on Brees. This is Kirk Cousins. I can look at that. That ain't on B.
What do you think Kirk Cousins' career win-loss record is?
His career win-loss? I think he's like Eli, I think. He's like 50%, isn't he?
59-2.
Yeah.
Since he's been in Minnesota, because of course, right, Washington, trash. Since he's been in Minnesota, 8-7-1, 10-5, 7-9, 8-8.
Not bad. Yeah, one season under 500.
Yeah, but that's mediocre. That's mid.
It's too many moving parts for me to say it's his fault, though.
But he's a big part of it.
I can't say that every time. I can give you one season. There's one season I definitely say, yeah, that Kurt did that.
Here's the thing, right?
Going back and looking at and I did this because this was a big thing.
Yeah.
I always wondered, as I tried to dive more into the NFL, why certain QBs got hate, why other QBs didn't, when they're in very similar situations. Like, I never understood why Matt Ryan got overlooked when he was pretty much dealt a pretty bad hand. Like, no one thought the Falcons, outside of the Super Bowl run, were that great of a team. Go back and look at the tape. Go back and look at the commentators. No one gave them credit to be like, hey, yeah, they're going to go all the way and this, that, and the other. There was always something missing with them. And Matt Ryan was getting a lot out of him. But he always got overlooked. But you got someone like Phillip Rivers who really never got the job done, never made it to a...
Matt Ryan also never threw Julio the ball in the end zone. Hey, I bet you Julio had the most touchdowns in his career this season.
Probably, but he's also like...
Julio would have 2,100 yards receiving.
With God
and 5 touchdowns.
Julio has two other good receivers on his team. He's never had that before. Julio's always been the number one option.
Well, yeah, he's one of the best wide receivers that we've seen. But I'm saying he would have like, bro, Julio. Let me see. Julio had 1,800 yards and 6 touchdowns.
But here's the thing, and this is something that I like a lot of. I like to hear a lot of former players speak. When you're the guy on the team, and we know you're the guy on the team, yeah, we may not be able to stop you everywhere else, but you ain't getting this touchdown.
Yeah, but
they're taking. Hey, Matt Ryan, we know he's going to him. He gonna have to find somewhere else to go because he's not going to this guy. You can't do anything if they do that.
Yeah, but he's clearly going to this guy if he's got 1,800 yards.
Yeah, but he has 1,800. How many yards after the carry? How many yards after the catch? Like stuff like that. Like all of that plays a part into that. And I'm not trying to take anything away from it, but it's like, hey,
I get you.
When you go back and look at the tape, they were trying to really take away that option, and he was still getting it to him, and he was still making it work. But when you're in the end zone and you're trying to close, I can see why he didn't get in the ball. Because this was one of the first topics me and you discussed.
Yeah.
Why do you keep talking about he doesn't give him the ball?
He don't give him the ball. I know. You know why? Because I had him in fantasy that year. I was pissed.
It was my first year in fantasy.
I was pissed.
It's a great pick. He was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. I was pissed.
He don't score.
That man don't score no touchdowns, bro. I'll tell you this, though. I wasn't, at the end of the season, I wasn't pissed because he was great for PPR. He was putting some yards up out there. Here's the thing, I would still get 20 points a game and he wouldn't score a touchdown. How do you do that?
You did the complete opposite of what your takes would be on the show. Mind you, we're talking about when I first started fantasy. I'd never played fantasy football until like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so like he's giving me all these tips and stuff like that. And I had the choice of picking. I picked Patrick Mahomes first. They say don't pick your QB, skip all that. Patrick Mahomes was an anomaly. He was rolling. I picked him. I ended up winning. Hey, follow your gut, kid. Follow your gut.
All right, man. Anyway. Do what you do, my boy. Do what you do. I'll say this, right?
But then you were like,
I get you.
You could have waited and got Kirk Cousins. I was like, why would I want Kirk Cousins? He was like, he's like one of the best fantasy QBs of all time. What are you talking about? You clown this man every week.
Absolutely do. But see, that's the thing. It's just like when you text me pissed off that what's his name was on the top 10 quarterbacks list. What's buddy in Philly? Jalen Hurts. He's like, Jalen Hurts is on the top 10 quarterback list. I don't get it. The NFL, who's coming up with these lists? And I was like, kid, he was a top 8 fantasy football quarterback last season. What does that have to do with this? I was like, it's a fantasy football list.
I told you. I was livid. I'm about to say Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. Are you serious? I was so hot, dog. I was so hot. I couldn't believe it. I was really gonna have a problem. Like, who is this writer? We need to find this person. He never needs to write another blog. He
big letters on the top of it. Fantasy.
Hey, players messed up.
Oh man, but I will say this, right? To your, and we kind of got off of the Bears a little bit, and we'll get back. But to your Matt Ryan point, right? Like why he kind of gets overlooked and stuff like that. One, like I said yesterday, I think Atlanta's the San Antonio or like the Dallas, Texas or Dallas Mavs of like football, were like, hey, this dude's really good. Like he's one of the best power forwards in NBA history. But like nobody realized it until he won an NBA championship and then Muzz started actually looking at his numbers. Yeah, I mean, like I feel like that's kind of where Atlanta is football wise, but also, right, like Julio's got 1,800 yards, he's got 8 touchdowns. But a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who Devontae Adams went through all the same things, Greg Jennings, guys like that went through all the same things where you're the number one, we got to shut you down. And they would still have 18 touchdown seasons. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where, like, I'm not saying Matt Ryan's a bad quarterback at all either, but I think that's kind of where you look at it and you say there are differences and there are different levels to it. So like the elite quarterbacks, no matter what you do, they find a way to get it to that elite receiver. Those second tier guys, while I think Matt Ryan is, I got him winning the Super Bowl this year, honestly. Like, I think he's that him being added to that Colts team is that good of an addition. And he's what? He's definitely up there in age now. But
he's like 38, 39. I
yeah,
mean,
he's
Tom
up there in
Brady got him
age.
by 5 years.
But when you're talking about your elites of the elite, there's almost like you get to a point where there's nothing you can do to stop them.
Ryan can play for the next 5 years, dog.
I mean, yeah, with the new rules, you can't hit no quarterback. One good hit will hurt him, but like it's not like you like destroying
Matt Ryan
quarterbacks.
is younger than Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers 38.
Matt Ryan has just made 37.
Yeah, I mean,
Give him a year. Hey, give him his year.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Listen, here's the thing. Quarterbacks can play longer because of the style of football, because of the style of game. I like it.
For sure. I love it.
Brady's weird. Like at this point, Brady's weird. Brady's almost 50.
He's 45.
Tom Brady is almost 50, bro. Like, he's been playing football since he was 24.
He just made 45.
Like, that's crazy. That's an anomaly. That's weird.
Will you take care of your body and stuff like that? Like, good look. Now, we're going all off on a tangent, to be honest with you. We're only doing this because there's not a whole lot of Bears news to present today. So just follow this conversation. Like, let's be honest. Let's just follow the conversation.
Well, actually, we were on something. We was on something good.
So.
We was on something good. What was we on?
Oh, we were talking about.
Oh, that they keep picking the Vikings over to take over.
Yeah. And now we go into this QB comparison, which is an organic way of doing it. But to get back to a simple point, the only reason why we're even talking about all these QBs is because we finally have a QB that we think is the future. Yeah. But we want him to be utilized and have the opportunity to show that he can be the future. And what does that look like nowadays? It doesn't look like the QB that's, just handing the ball off. It doesn't look like the QB that's just making the short throws. We want him to be able to use his legs and be the explosive player we know he can be, and compete with the QBs that he got drafted with. Like, Sunshine's going to be throwing that pill. Mac Jones going to be throwing that pill. Okay, well, nobody say Mac Jones threw that pill last season. Nearly 4,000 yards. Most yards out of all the rookies there. Zach Wilson, they got no choice but to throw the pill. I feel sorry for that kid. I really do. That kid got it bad, man. I'm sorry. He really does.
Hey, Zach Jones, in trouble. Zach in a little bit of trouble.
I mean, he could always go to the Cougars to get a little pick me up. But I mean, hey, listen. The older crowd knows how to really breathe confidence into you. So I see what you're doing there, Zach.
Breathe.
Anyway. Hey, listen. When your confidence is low, you need someone who can actually breathe confidence. I got you. Breathe life into you. Boom.
Wow. I'm so glad you didn't say the other one.
What was the other one?
Blow life into you.
I did. Go listen to the clip.
Oh, shout out to you, Mac Jones.
Hey, man, that's Zach Wilson, not Mac Jones.
Close enough, all of them.
They all look alike. They don't. And by the way, Zach Wilson's mom actually is pretty cute.
What? It's not Zach Wilson's mom. It was Zach Wilson's girlfriend's mom or best friend's mom. One of them.
Zach Wilson's mom, though.
His actual mom?
His actual mom.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
Right. No. Let me say this. She's an attractive, young lady. I'm trying to be respectful here.
You messed up already.
Hey, she's older than me. She knows it. She's got a kid in the NFL. She better be older than me. Good Lord. The whole different thing to explain right there. I'm not that much older than Zach. I mean, I'm barely a decade older than him. Come on now.
Oh yeah, you are old. I forgot about that. Yeah, man.
I'm 3 years older than you.
Shut up. Still 20s. Still in the 20s.
And guess what? Between 28 and 31, I did the same stuff. Yeah. Whatever. Hey, you know what? At least you get to experience the end of your 30s, into your 20s without dealing with COVID. I didn't.
No, I get to experience the end of my 20s dealing with monkeypox.
Oh, yeah.
And COVID. It's a combination of both. I got the dual.
Hey, and the way that you can catch it, hey, you can
relax.
Get it. You and your wife's a nurse. Oh my God.
Nah. She just started the new gig today.
Shout out to her.
100% home, baby. 100% remote out here.
Hey, guess what? No monkeypox for you, my boy. That was gonna be a bad joke, but guess
That's why we boys right there. That's why we boys.
that being said, though, we're gonna get back to some football. That being said, though, that's really all my take is. Like, hey, how is Justin gonna be used?
Yeah.
And there's a difference. Now you get here's the worry is, hey, you get a competent coach and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't have his own way of trying to mold or develop a young QB that, may not fit.
Well, you know
We'll
what?
see.
Here's
preseason. When you asked me this question the other day, how much stock do I put into preseason
and training camp and stuff,
like that? Not much, because nothing's really on the line right now. But when these games are real and it counts, and this is where all your incentives and stuff are, and all the narratives come from, and the noise is louder than it's ever been.
Yeah,
that happens regular season. That happens 1 through 17. It's 1 through 17. Yeah, 1 through 17. Hey, that's when it matters.
They keep adding games.
What you and Matty E talked about in the off season. Now it's like, hey, what's going to happen when you got this 2-game losing streak, hypothetically, and things aren't working the way you think they are? What happens then? How do you handle it?
I think I got us hitting a 3-gamer.
So high.
I think I got us hitting a 3-gamer.
There's a lot of pressure all the way around. Don't get me wrong.
Here's one guarantee I can make. We will not lose 6 games in a row this season for the first time in 2 years.
I can't say that.
I can.
I can't say. I looked at that schedule again. Hold on.
The month of November is going to be fun. We will not lose 6 games in a row. It ain't no way you look at that schedule and you see 6 games in a row that we gonna get beat in.
6 games that we could lose? Absolutely.
In a row?
Yeah. You want me to say it?
Go ahead.
Green Bay,
lost.
Philly, Buffalo,
right?
Detroit and Minnesota.
How are we going? We're not losing to Detroit, and that's 5.
You're right. That's 5.
But we're not losing to Detroit. Standing, Don Burr, whenever you're ready. We're not losing to Detroit.
So hey, not 6 in a row. You're right. Hold on. Who do we play?
I'm gonna be honest with you. So I know there's 2 games I picked that for me are homers, right? Where I picked with my heart and not with my head. The Cowboys and the Niners. Because the Niners are starting Trey Lance. I get it, right? He could be better and our defense could be worse, but we'll see. But I picked Bears in that one. But the Cowboys was the other one for me, and I was like, bro, the Bears could go on a real run, and I still wouldn't feel great about this team. Like, I would be excited that we're winning this year, but I would be the one that's telling Bears. I would be the guy that's telling Bears fans, y'all got to relax. Because I think there's a run where Dallas, Dolphins, what is it? Dallas, Dolphins, Detroit, Jets, and I'm missing one. Dallas, Dolphins, Detroit, the Jets.
The Commanders?
No, I don't think that's it. It might be, though.
Are you talking about in order?
It's in order. There's like 4 games in a row at a minimum that I think the Bears can win.
So Dallas, Miami, Detroit, and then Atlanta.
Dallas, Miami, Detroit, Atlanta, and who's after that?
Then you got the Jets again.
And the Jets. I feel like the Bears got a shot in all of them games. Dallas is the team that should destroy us, and they might. It's down in Dallas. But Dallas also almost always finds a way to lose.
Yep. I got you on the other end. I think that we're going to split our division. So I think we're going to go, we're going to split games with Detroit. I think we're going to split games with Minnesota because I think Minnesota has the better team.
Well, you got us, I'm going to be real with you. I got us losing both games to Minnesota. So you got us winning one game I didn't expect us to get. I think I got us sweeping Detroit. We even, but I got us sweeping Detroit. I got us getting swept by Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And I got us getting swept by Green Bay, I think, too.
So my 5 games was Green Bay, Philly. I think Philly is going to bring something different. And they put a lot into it. So I get Green Bay, got Philly, Buffalo, I think is just gonna steamroll.
That's gonna get
I think we're gonna get steamrolled.
That's gonna be one where I'm gonna just come in the post game show and I'm gonna be like, and we're here.
What's gonna happen?
Hey, what did he say? I can't.
What's gonna happen?
And we're here.
I got Detroit off of that loss. I got Detroit capitalizing when we're down, but I think Minnesota's just a better team.
Yeah.
I think they find a way to get it together. I got Minnesota as my sleeper to win the division.
To me, Green Bay still.
This is the year they finally do it.
Green Bay still has an offensive line. Green Bay still has the best quarterback in the NFL, arguably, or at least the top 5 QB in the NFL. But I mean, he won the MVP,
sure.
So best quarterback in the NFL based off of that. They still have
quarterback in the division for sure. Then
he's definitely got the Ben for sure. It's not even close. The best, one of the better running games in the NFL with a dual threat, and they've still got a top 10 defense. So I have no thought that Green Bay loses the division this year. Like it would take Aaron Rodgers getting hurt to me.
Minnesota just has a chance. They made some changes. I like some of the changes they made. And I've always felt like the talent was there. I just felt like there were small disconnects, and this is it. If they don't do it, it doesn't matter. They're not the Bears. I don't care. But I just think that's my sleeper. Like I said, my sleeper to win the division.
Yeah.
I don't have us winning the division.
The Bears, no.
I don't have us winning it.
I don't have us coming close to winning the division.
So I'm not expecting that. I'm not even putting myself.
What's the Packers record? Maybe I need to rethink that. Let me, or not record. What's their schedule? Maybe I need to rethink that. Because I keep saying the Packers are just going to run away with the division. But like, I also don't know who they play. So preseason, they play the Niners. Oh, that'll be interesting. The Saints and the Chiefs. They start the season off with the Vikings. They play us week 2, Buccaneers week 3, Patriots week 4, Giants, Jets. Those are both easy dubs. Commanders is probably a dub. Bills, Lions, Cowboys, Titans. Yeah, they're going to win the division. I think I got them with 8 wins already, and I ain't even halfway through the schedule. Let's see. This is a weird.
I got Minnesota right here for you.
So I'll have the Packers. I guess. Hey, listen, we here, and the Lonzo news is Lonzo news. They expect him to be back by the beginning of the season. Strong feeling. It's not much news. Yeah, the KD news got nothing to do with Chicago. So if we get to it, we get to it. But right now, let's predict the division right now. I got Packers starting the season off beating the Vikings 1-0, beating us 2-0, losing to the Bucks 2-1. 3-1 to the Pats, 4-1 to the Giants, 5-1 to the Jets. Dang, I got them really starting off nice. 6-1 to the Commanders. 6-2. I think they lose to the Bills. Bills is a freaky team. I got Bills. I got a Bills Colts AFC Championship game this year.
I like it.
6-2 to the Bills. 7-2 over the Lions. Cowboys and Packers usually have a decent back and forth. I might get a Cowboys that one. 7-3. I'm gonna get a Cowboys that one. 7-3 to the Cowboys. 8-3 versus the Titans. 9-3 versus the Eagles. 10-3 versus us. 11-3 versus the Rams because Aaron still does a great job versus Matt Stafford. 12-3 versus the Dolphins. I think the Vikings will take the second one, so 12-4. I think they'll split 13-4. Packers go 13-4 in my opinion this season. That sucks to say. I'm gonna have to hear J Mart's mouth all day, unless something major happens. This is my way too early prediction. What do you think about that? Any team in there that I said I think the Packers get a win on that you feel like they take a L to?
I think we'll see a lot. We'll see what happens after the first couple of games because, I think without him having Devontae Adams, I know it's still Aaron Rodgers, but that's a big target to take away.
It's a big target to take away.
It's a big target to take away. So just going based off what we know Aaron is capable of doing, I can't take. He's steamrolled us this long, dog. I can't say anything about that.
I really all I need. Listen, just split. If the Bears split with the Packers this year, That's how bad it's been. If the Bears split with the Packers this year, and Justin Fields is a major reason why, I feel good about it.
Yeah. So you had Packers winning against the Minnesota first game. I got Minnesota winning the first game.
Okay.
September 11th, I got them winning that first game. So I got Minnesota 1-0 against Philly 2-0 against Detroit 3-0 against us. For some odd reason, we just show up for them. So that's 3-1.
No Nagy though. No Nagy. Does Nagy make a difference there?
I have us have them beating us later in the season.
Yeah.
So
it don't matter.
I
So
can't
3-1
go against that and say, yeah, they're gonna win this one and then say they're gonna win the next one. I got them beating us in the later in the season. So that is gonna be 3-1.
Okay, Bears dub.
Bears dub. Against Miami, I don't believe in Miami. I got Vikings. So that's 4-1. Cardinals, I think they're gonna take an L 4-2.
Okay.
Washington 5-1. Bills
5-2.
5-2.
No.
Cowboys,
You said they take an L to the Cardinals. You said 5-1. 5-2 for the Cardinals. You got them losing to the Bills too. That's 5-3. That's week 8.
5-3. Okay, 5-3. Thank you. Minnesota versus Dallas. Oh, that's 6-3.
Bro, no confidence in Dallas from any of us.
Dallas for some odd reason.
6-3.
6-3. Patriots. Lately, they've been saying Mac Jones is struggling. They got a new OC, stuff like that. I'm gonna say that the rook is the second year is gonna have some trouble. I'm gonna go 7-3. Jets have no confidence in it. Sorry, Zach. 8-3. Lions, I got 9-3. Colts. I'm gonna go.
Go ahead and say 9-4. Yeah, go ahead and say 9-4.
God dang, 9-4. Giants, I got them beating the Giants. Then they play
10-5.
They play the Green Bay Packers again. I'm just gonna be hopeful. I said we're gonna beat them. So what's that? 12-4.
No,
and then
that's 11-5.
I got them the Bears at the end of the season.
You got them 12-5 to finish the season.
Nah.
Yeah, that's how math works.
I said 13-4. I got them losing 4 games.
You had them losing to
the Colts.
The Colts. That's 5.
No. I'm going backwards.
Go through your losses again.
That's what I'm doing. Colts. That's 1.
Yep.
Bills.
Yep.
Cardinals.
Yep.
Who's the other one? And 1 against Green Bay. That's 4.
I thought you said somebody else. Hold on.
I think I messed that up somewhere.
You said somebody else.
I did say somebody else. I messed that up somewhere.
Hey, that's why we need interns. Hey, if anybody want to be an intern, man, just to keep a
I'll tell you what. No. We'll do it that way. Let's go 12-5. I got them 12-5.
I'm trying to see because you said they was gonna lose this. Did you say the Eagles?
No, I didn't say the Eagles.
No, you said it was 2-0, 3-0, Saints 4-0.
I send you. You looking at the schedule?
You forgot. You said you had them splitting with us.
I had them splitting with you
had them splitting in us.
I had them.
That's lost 4.
You're right. So that's 12-5. You're right.
Right. Colts, Packers, us.
You're right. That's it. That's the
Bills and Cardinals. Yeah.
12-5.
Yeah, 12-5. So you got them. So you got them second in the division. I got the Bears. I said 9-8, and that's a
man.
That's a.
You know what? I really want Minnesota to win this division because I just don't want Aaron Rodgers to keep doing it.
I mean, listen.
I just don't want the Green Bay Packers to keep doing it. That's the Chicago in me.
Hey, I'm with you. Like at this point, right? Like it's like we're too far away. I need somebody to just beat them.
It's not going to be Detroit. It's not. Although, hold on, we didn't look at Detroit's schedule.
Hey, we can look at them. Let's do Detroit because we've done the Bears a couple of times on here, and we'll finish off with the Bears. So here's Detroit's schedule.
Oh Lord.
They start the season against the Eagles.
That's kind of up in the air.
That's a middle one. I see that being a field goal. You know what? I'll let the Lions start 1-0. I'll let the Lions start 1-0. I think that Commanders defense is too good. I don't think that team is too good, but I think that Commanders defense is too
I got
good.
them 2-0, baby. Come on. You can't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, come on now.
Don't do that. It's too many other good teams.
Terry McLaurin and Carson Wentz?
You said what?
Terry McLaurin and Carson Wentz?
Man, ain't nobody checking for no Carson Wentz.
Come on now.
Third team in 3 years. Man,
Come on now.
Look, he gonna injure himself throwing the ball.
Oh, that's tough. I got them 1-1. You can have them 2-0. Yeah, we'll say 2-0 for continuity's sake. 2-1. They start the season 2-0. Don Burr's freaking out. Detroit versus everybody. I mean, shout out to him and Big Sean. They play the Vikings week 3. 2-1.
Yep.
Seahawks week 4.
Ooh.
That's a toss-up to me. Seahawks still got some talent. It ain't like all the talent is gone. I almost could pick the Seahawks on that.
Do you think Geno gonna get it done?
Or Drew Lock. Drew Lock probably start. I don't know who's starting over there, actually. I ain't gonna lie to you. Is Geno still there? Geno could beat the Lions.
Geno could
Drew Lock could beat the Lions. I'm going Seahawks. I'm going with my gut. I'm going to go Seahawks 2-2. Patriots versus the Lions.
Patriots.
Bill Belichick finna kick the crap out of them. And it's a former guy from the Belichick tree.
Bill is not losing to the Lions.
Bill Belichick finna kick the crap out of them. So that's 2-3. Cowboys, I get the Cowboys a dub there. I think I've picked everybody else in our division.
I can't pick the Cowboys.
I'm picking the Cowboys on that one.
I can't pick the Cowboys over the Lions.
I've picked everybody else to lose to them in our division. There's no way the Cowboys, or to beat them in our division, there's no way the Cowboys lose to the Lions.
Dog, the Cowboys lost to almost everybody and still made the playoffs one season. That's how bad their division was at one point. No, dog. Then they lost. Who they lose? They lost a big name too.
If the Cowboys lose to the Lions, I would be shocked.
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be that shocked, but I would feel bad. I wouldn't feel that bad.
All right. You know what? You gave me the one earlier. I'm gonna roll with you on this one. So you got them at 3-4.
That's 2-4.
2-4.
2-4 right now. Lions and Dolphins is a toss-up for me. I have no faith in Tua.
I'm going.
But you know what? Here's the thing. That Lions or that Dolphins defense is dominant. That Dolphins defense is dominant.
It don't matter when I think your QB gonna give it to me every other play.
This is a fact. All right. So what's that? 3-4 then? Packers.
I think that's 3-4.
So then they got the Packers.
Yeah, that's an L.
3-5. Then they got us.
That's an L.
3-6. Then they got the Giants.
That might be a dub.
Okay, I give it to you. 4-6. Then they got the Bills.
That's an L.
That's a heck of a L. 4-7. Then they got the Jaguars rebuilt.
The Jaguars is bottom of the league, my boy. I'm sorry.
Hey,
it's not even Sunshine's fault, but the Jaguars.
Are you still on it? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, because you was on a little bit of Sunshine gonna have a better season than Justin Fields, but I don't see them boys winning at all.
Better. It's gonna be better looking on paper. Yeah, I think because listen,
let them throw. It can look better on paper. It ain't gonna look better in that win-loss record. I still see them at the bottom of the league.
But going into the season, I've always thought that we had a better team than Jacksonville. I thought
they had a lot. Jacksonville threw a lot of money. Jacksonville threw a lot of money. I don't know. I'll give the Lions that one just because Sunshine's still new. So that's what were we at? We was at 4-7. Is that 5-7?
I guess.
Man,
we got a lot of L's here.
I got the Lions with 5 wins though. I'm impressed. The Vikings.
I got Vikings beating them.
So that's 5-8. Jets. I'm gonna give Zach Wilson that one. I think he got that one.
Panthers?
5-9 for the Jets. Panther. Hey, Baker.
Oh, I forgot Baker. Okay, no, Baker. I think Baker's gonna snap this season.
So that's 5-10. Bears again. You got them splitting with us? I don't got them splitting with us. I got them splitting with us. I got the Bears beat. So 6-10.
I got them splitting with us and the Packers though.
So then you got them beating the Packers once. I can't.
I got Minnesota. I got them splitting. The Lions are much better than we've given.
I can't get them the Packers.
I may be showing a little inconsistency there somewhere because I'm pretty sure that in the Green Bay thing I said they was going to win.
Yeah, you said they was going to win on the Green Bay side.
Yeah, I got to roll with it.
So that's 6-11 then. So they finished the season 6-11.
Yeah, that sounds like a Green Bay thing. I mean, that sounds like a Detroit thing.
So that means that we come in third in the division. Well, I mean, we got to do the Bears with you. I did my Bears. I got them 9-8.
I actually agreed with the only thing I disagreed on is you had them. You had Minnesota sweeping. I got them split.
Yeah, we got them splitting. I got Minnesota sweeping us. I got us sweeping Detroit.
And I got 1-1 for both. That's the only thing that changed.
So then you have us. So 49ers week 1 for you.
I think we're gonna beat 49ers.
Okay.
I don't think Trey Lance got it.
1-0. Packers week 2.
We're gonna take an L.
1-1. Texans.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna beat the Texans.
2-1. Giants.
We're gonna beat the Giants.
3-1. That's a heck of a start to the season. Hey, we start the season 3-1.
It's a good day.
We hiding the bear claws out here. Vikings early in the season. I think you picked us to beat them.
I picked them to beat them. Yeah.
So you got us starting the season 4-1. Commanders.
4-1.
Commanders.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Say it again.
I said the Commanders.
Oh, we got tag. We beat them too. That's 5-1.
You got us starting the season 5-1. Hey, listen. This is why I say I want Muggs to go through the schedule, because when you look at our schedule, it does not seem crazy tough. Patriots.
I think we're gonna lose against the Patriots.
Okay, 5-2. I feel like you picked a loss because you were picking too many wins in a row.
I think Mac Jones in that system it just works better.
5-2. Cowboys.
We beating the Cowboys.
6-2. Dolphins.
6-2. Beating the Dolphins.
7-2.
Hold on.
Lions.
I got us splitting with the Lions. I'm gonna take this one.
Okay. 8-2.
No, splitting with the Lions. So I'm gonna take
that's
lose this.
We losing this one.
No.
We losing this one or we winning this one?
We're winning this one. We're losing the one on the back end.
Okay, 8-2. Falcons.
Beating the Falcons.
9-2. So then you must just have us going on a 12-game losing streak out here. Jets.
No, I have us on a 5-game losing streak at the end of the season.
Okay, I can live with that. Jets.
We beating the Jets. I think it's after once we get to the Bills.
So I want you to understand. You have us at 10 wins right now.
I started the season said I could see 9 wins.
But you have us at 10 wins right now.
Yeah, I mean, some of them.
But then you got us losing. So you've got us losing to the Packers.
Losing to the Packers. Losing to
Eagles.
the
Bills.
Yep.
Lions.
Yep.
Vikings.
Yep, we're losing those.
We lose 5 straight.
I think we lose 5 straight.
That's a sucky way to finish the season. That is a garbage way to finish the season. 10-win season. So you got us finish it. Wait. No. So we finished 10-7. 10-7. 5 straight losses.
What's up? Mm-hmm. Huh? Mm-hmm. My lovely wife wanted to check in.
No, it's all good.
Hey, listen.
Technically, we're supposed to be getting.
I have to run and do something real quick. I know I'm supposed to check out anyway.
Yeah, we about to get up out of here because I wanted to end early today because Bears press conference coming on, stuff like that. So we'll be prepping for that. We will be live today after this video for Bears press conference, Bears breakdown, all that good stuff. But yeah, dog, you got us 10-7.
I got us 10-7.
Year one,
98 or 10-7. That's how I start the season.
Okay.
I have faith that it would be much better. You said Nagy alone gets you 3 wins. We got 6 last season.
I said getting rid of Nagy gets you 2. We got 6. I had us being around 8 and 9, 9 and 8. I got our win losses different because I've got us sweeping Detroit. So I think our losses come in different. So for me, Niners is a dub, Packers is a L, Texans a dub, Giants a dub, Vikings is a L. Commanders, I think I had as a dub. Patriots is an L. Cowboys I got as a dub. Dolphins as a dub. Lions as a dub. Jets as a dub. Falcons as the dub. Packers I have as a L. Eagles I have as a L. Bills I have as a L. Lions I have as a dub. Vikings I have as a L. So similar.
You got us on a 3-game losing streak.
That's very different than 5, my boy. No, but yeah,
no.
That's what I said. I said the Bears.
One dub.
I said the Bears. Yeah, I said that's very different than
one win different. But I think where we split,
that's
it's not. We do split on the Minnesota and the Minnesota
Lions
and the what's the name
and the Lions.
But we really split on the Commanders. I think you had the Commanders.
I got the Commanders beating us.
So
I got the Commanders beating us because I feel like that's a team the Commanders have a defense to me that has similarities to the Browns, and I saw what that did. But again, right, like this all changes if you have a top 10 offensive line.
Yeah.
So you never know, right? Like, I mean, and listen, health comes into play. Our health could decline. Our health could be great. If our health is great and somebody else's health declines, we got a dub. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much that's the division breakdown. Our division predictions, way too early division predictions. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us, man. We were supposed to talk about a bunch of other stuff that we did not, but we gave y'all all this Bears content. So yeah, show love on that. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. We do got some solo content going on over on the channel as well, so tune in with that. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.Kidd. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.